lately, right? How is the volume? How is the video? I'm gonna actually, boom. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna actually check this out on my own too, just to make sure the stream is clear. So I posted a little video on, okay, this looks good. I posted a little video on IG about this, and then I posted just a question this morning because I came across a young man that was one of these, spiritual dudes, and he put up a post about something dumb, I want to say, about low magic, essentially. Like, and low magic is when low magic is really when you choose to use your abilities and what you're doing in order to hurt or harm other people. And the reason why that's considered low magic is because it's not self-empowering. It actually ends up being very disempowering to decide to do rituals or things like that in order to hurt people. That's not considered a form of high magic. So when you start to go up, you start to learn to teach yourself self-empowerment, and you learn to really get on that sort of wave with it and learn and teach self-empowerment. And that's, with the master class, that's what I learned, is that people do need help with their spiritual work. They do need the sessions and the services that I offer, but to just get a course, pay for it one time, and then maybe for years you don't even have to look at anything else, is way more self-empowering. And I'm in the business of empowering cells or individuals. So I was like, hey, that's cool, but that's not really high magic, that's low magic. And I said it's more important to empower yourself. And there were actually a couple sisters that liked my post, and I added them because I checked out their pages, and I was like, these girls are pretty lit, let me add them because they're cool. And I ended up which was good. So Spirit really was like, go back and get the ones that get the message. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. That makes a lot of sense to me. If it makes sense, I fuck with it. And the reason why I don't really deal with or speak with men who hate women often, there are not many of them that are in my circle or my sphere. So it's a very rare thing for me to even come across these kinds of men. It's super weird for me when I come across it, because I don't really walk around on the earth. I know that I'm more androgynous in my beingness. Like, I can definitely exert the masculine energy, and then I can exert the feminine energy in a pretty balanced way. So I don't consider myself like, I'm not a DM or a DF. I'm more of a being. You know what I'm saying? I'm a being, a high vibrating being. And that's, I have different duties and responsibilities being that kind of being, and my message has to be different. And that's really the point of self-empowerment. So as this dude is going off on his little rant, I noticed that I'm like, yo, these men that hate women really hate their mamas. And he's like, oh, I'm an alpha male, I'm this, I'm that. You know me, I was not going to sit here. I gave I didn't really even argue. I just gave the information. And, hi, Kai. My sweetie. I gave the information and I kept it moving, because that's what I do. I'm not going to sit here and argue with some nobody. And when I mean nobody, it's not predicated upon how many followers you have or what kind of people listen to you or anything. It is predicated upon where you are on your spiritual path, and if you're choosing a path that's going to help. This is super common, and some of us women, we really just don't deal with that vibration of men, per se. We don't really deal with that vibration of men, so it's like really weird for us when we come across it. We're like, What's wrong with you? And as we all know, everything comes from the feminine. Anybody who really starts to get deep into the mysteries, everything comes from the feminine. So when the feminine is out of balance, everything is out of balance. And I say that to say this, is that Dr. Delbert Blair already gave the information on how man actually separated man out of herself. So the man really is a representation of an aspect of the woman, and he's really her solar plexus chakra that pushed out and became another being. So now you have man and woman, and it's not, and we were always told that women are supposed to assist men, but it turns out that really the man is supposed to assist women, because we bring life into the planet, and when she's in a higher vibrational, relaxed, not stressed, like just chill state, she brings in better, higher vibrating beings to the planet. So the man is supposed to provide, protect, and there was another one, provide, protect, another P word, but I forgot what it was. And support, really. I mean, provide, protect, be supportive, be there for her as she's creating life. And they be hating. Rain, girl, I see your posts. You deal with the worst. You gotta just stop talking to them, because this girl right here, Zexinal Rain, she is an amazing rapper, and she's like super on point. And you guys know that that industry is very male ego based. So a lot of the men treat her like really bad based on the fact that like she's so good. So she's dealing with this energy consistently firsthand. And I know you can really, like, if you want to leave a comment and just let the people know a little bit about your experience, you're amazing. I really appreciate your work. This is a real thing that's happening. And so what's happening is that when the woman is out of balance, then the man becomes out of balance. And in a lot of black and brown communities, we are not taught to really support each other. Our families are very broken in that we are not taught to support each other. And a lot of men hate their mothers, even though they're taught that they're supposed to say that they love their mom. Admit that your mom was a terrible mom and move on, so it doesn't end up sinking into your subconscious mind. A lot of men hate their mothers. You hate your mother, just admit it. You don't like your mother. And your hate for your mother is now, girl, don't think, she says, been rapping and producing for over 10 years. Producing is to do both is difficult. And men have tried to dim my light. Can't nobody stop something? Can't nobody curse something which God has blessed? And I don't mean this fucking mysterious God. I mean you're blessed. You're gifted. You know what I'm saying? More than blessed, you're gifted. So they ain't gonna stop your shine, girl. Don't even worry about them. Plus, they obviously are insecure in their own light if they feel like they need to say something about you. You know what I'm saying? And so really everything begins with the feminine force. And when the feminine force is out of balance, the men become out of balance as well. And that's why I said in a lot of our communities of black and brown people, we are really in families that are not supporting our highest manifestations and growth. And we may even have family members that will try and tell us that we're not shit, that we're losers, that we'll never be anything, and this and that. So I mean, we are literally in a battle against energies. And in that kind of environment, women really should not be having children. Women cannot really manifest to their highest potential, because all a man does is plant a seed. All he's doing is giving information into the womb, but everything really comes out of the matriarchal, the mother's DNA. All the way the child is formed. The fact that she has to carry that child for 9 months means they're switching DNA. They're really like one being. And your children are really an extension of the mother. They're not really an extension of the father like that. So then, we have this issue where men really didn't have good mothers, and the mothers were not taught what it was to really be a woman. The mothers were not taught before they were mothers what it was to be self-empowered, what it was to love yourself. They weren't given correct information. And in a lot of our communities, we are still dealing with our oppressor's mind. So we have to put off the oppressor's mind. Hi, girly. How are you? We have to put off the oppressor's mind and their mindset in order to really begin to get back in tune with nature. And one thing that I really got from Dr. Sebi, y'all ain't noticed how powerful Dr. Sebi is? And who the hell was he always giving everything to? Mama. He was always like, yo, mama, I love my mama. Who was he talking about? He was talking about the earth. He was talking about that primordial feminine force. He was talking about the great mother, not just his physical mama. And when you get in tune with that energy, you see that in every woman. You see that in every woman that has chosen her divinity over her insecurity. You know what I mean? So these men that are running around pretending to be spiritual with all their little books and stuff, when women like us come through, and baby, when we got the information, they get mad. They get insecure, because it's like, I can come at you scientifically. I can come at you metaphysically. I can sit my ass down and just channeled information. And you know what? I am more dynamic than you, and it hurts your feelings. And I'm sorry that it hurts your feelings, that I'm more dynamic, that I'm more in tune, that I'm wiser than you are. But that's not my problem. What it is that these men that are so caught in their ego that they don't even believe that women can be wise, when women are the progenitors of wisdom. Sophia in the Gnostic text means wisdom. So where we all come from, the woman, that feminine force, is a wise energy. The feminine force is it is wisdom. And the woman really is the one who has the right to teach. And I got this from my sis, this teacher from back in the day, High Priestess Chilo. And when she said this shit hit me so hard. She said, the woman has the right to teach both man and woman, because everything comes from the feminine. Everything comes from the great mother. Everything comes from that divine place. And a man is just another aspect of woman that she chose to manifest here. And it doesn't mean that a woman is really better than a man, because a woman that's not empowered and not in her goddess space and not in her divinity, she's not good for anybody. She brings imbalance to the world. So really, like, women, sis, we got to get on our P's and Q's and start becoming wise women. Yo, I had to fight. Just my personal story really brings this shit to light, because I had to come out of a space of seeking validation from men. And due to my trauma, due to my insecurities, due to the fact that I was abused, so that I could see that I actually had value as a woman. And in my family, they're very, this is very patriarchal. They very much worship each other as men. Worship, war. It's a war ship. So the whole thing is that, and that is why also I can tap into my masculine so well, because I was raised around so many men. But at the same time, like, I had to rise up and be like, no more. I had to delete some numbers. I had to hurt some feelings. I had to block some people. You know what I'm saying? I had to be like, no more. No more you're going to take advantage of my womb. No more you're going to take advantage of my light. No more you're going to take advantage of my gift. I'm going to be self-empowered. And I'm so passionate about that, because I just see so much with us, us as women go through. And it's like, dog, we are torn. We are beaten down. We are treated like garbage. And why do you only have to oppress something that you can never have control over? That's not true power. True power doesn't come from oppressing the woman. True power comes from really understanding your place here, her place here, and then y'all two working it out together. And then I mean, when you start to ascend even just a feminine form, you really will start to become more of a being, and you'll be able to really tap into a lot of different energies. So I'm saying, y'all, like, this is all about ascension. Ascend or die. Ascend or die. That's why I made that post, ascend or die, because this is about really your personal ascension and your personal power and coming online. And sis, no more. No more. No more. No more. We're not doing this shit no more. We're not letting these men take advantage of us no more. We're not letting these fake ass alpha males game us. Nuh-uh. They're gonna have to take their ass, go on a little porn website or something and handle their business over there, because sis, you deserve better. Let me tell you something. You deserve better, and you are better than that. You better than he is. You better than he is, because you will come to a man and only open your legs because you feel like that there's some sort of love there. You're not even really trying to take advantage of the situation. You're coming to him in innocence and being like, yo, I feel like, you know, I love you, or I care about you, or whatever. And he will come to you and just be like, yo, I'm just trying to use you. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And that's why I even go so hard and to explain how women are actually very innocent. And when we go through what we go through with men, it turns us into savages. But it is not our natural state to be a savage. Women are not savages. Women are nurturing, caring, loving. We want to see things grow. We want to see things manifest. We want to see a happy home. We want to be relaxed. We want to be able to speak our truth. And yeah, so we really got to come to a space now that we are just like, no more, baby. Sis, you need to value yourself enough to know when to say no. Say no to those who would use you and abuse you. Be wise as serpents, baby. Tap into your draconic dragon energy so that you know when somebody's really just coming into your space, because your light is so seductive. Because what it is that your light is so seductive. They wish to possess you. And there's a difference between a man who wishes to possess you and a man who sees your value and then wants to add to that so that he can plant his seed in fertile ground so that it can grow. And this message is not for all women. This message is for women who are choosing a higher path and who are choosing their healing and who are choosing their ascension, because they're really going to get into their goddesshood at this point. This message is absolutely, positively not for all women. Some women are just going to remain ratchet. That's not hard, and that's not something that we fucking with, sis. We're just going to have to be like, oh, well, you want to remain ratchet? Why don't you do that then? That's not my business. It's not my business if you want to be ratchet, okay? It's not my business if you want to be disempowered. It's just not, listen, it's not something that I can really relate to at this point in my life. Have I been ratchet? Hell yeah, I've been ratchet as shit sometimes, girl. In the past, I was ratchet as fuck. But I always had this essence and this spark and this innocence in myself, and it was my innocence that saved me. It was my desire to choose love over hate. It was my desire to create. It was my desire to really care, and my ability to care for other people. I would say is that is really what in the long run saved my soul. Because you can lose your soul, and if you lost your soul, baby, you lost the whole world, because there's nothing in the world but your soul. So let me tell you something, sister. I'm gonna tell you something today. Value your soul. Value your soul more than anything else in this entire world, because nothing in this plane, nothing in any plane moves without your energy. Nothing in any plane is going to move without your energy, because the feminine force is really the most powerful force, and it's really the only thing that exists. And that's where all this beauty that we see around us is truly coming from. So we have to be more cognizant and aware of our abilities and our gifts, and working on tuning them, and working on inviting those into our lives who celebrate us, and starting to really create a block against those who would want to take advantage of us and disempower us and put us in a lower state. Because you got to know that You have a purpose, and you're supposed to be here, and you have a purpose, and you're supposed to come into this world and leave it more beautiful than when you first got here. You know, leave your mark on the world. You can do such powerful things. So yeah. And because I'm actually finishing up my energetic alchemy book today. It's going to be, the PDF will be in the course, and then I may put it on, I don't know, Amazon or something as an ebook right after that. But be very aware of the spaces that you find yourself in, because some of your energy that you're holding or that you're absorbing is really not yours. And I just want to reiterate that, because when we are dealing with families that are out of balance and family members and things like that don't care about us, and when they're even raging against us and putting a lot of hate on us, it will affect, we'll start actually thinking in a more backwards way. So instead of just affirmations, it would be wise to write down what correct thinking looks like to you, and keep that on your wall to remind you. And then maybe once every 2 weeks evolve the concepts, so that you can start to really cultivate your mind in a more holistic way. And I only say that because I had experienced that myself recently, where I'm like, dog, it was some energies coming against me, and they were just as strong as mine, because they were from my own family, and them motherfuckers was strong. And what I realized is that, you know, our thoughts become like how you light incense and it'll leave an aura or a cloud. The thoughts and energies and vibrations that are in your environment sort of leave like a cloud. They leave like a cloud around you, and they leave like a cloud in the environment. So it's really important to sort of keep your space pristine, and to really if you call your own name, you can call yourself back into your body, so that you can begin to decipher like which energies are yours and which energies are not yours. That's going to be really, really important to do that. Just so you can stay in alignment and balance with your mission and with your purpose, because them energies are going to come against you, especially when you begin to ascend, because now you're in your purpose and now you're doing what you are always supposed to be doing. So there's that. And that was just something I wanted to get out there, because I knew this already. But once you start breaking down the little nuances in your life, you start recognizing that a lot of it is a lot deeper than you even, you know, recognize or realize. And and so I want to whip it back real quick, and I want to put a little bit on what the men are having an issue with. Because I didn't even explore that fully. You know, I started getting into with my sisters, and, you know, we go hard in the paint, okay? So the whole thing that's going on with a lot of these men is that the issue that they're having is that they don't really like their mothers. And since the mother is their mother is like their goddess, and they're not going to sit here and speak against their mother publicly, but they should go to therapy and at least speak about the trauma that they got from having a mother who was a ratchet, or from having a mother who was nagging them all the time, or from having a mother who was just a very out of tune, disgusting being. So the whole thing is that a lot of them have mothers that are like that, and this is why a lot of men will go and date women who don't look nothing like their mama, because they really don't like their mama. They hate their mother. They despise their mother. And then on top of that, you have other men who are kind of like gay, but they're not gay. They're gay. Say they're gay because they'll use women, but it's like they'd rather be around their boys and be around a bunch of men for their conversation and enlightenment and whatever, than be around women when women got all the damn game. They're getting all the channels and stuff. You better sit your ass down in front of a woman who's a master teacher and shut the hell up. Because that motherfucking woman gonna teach you something. When I get around a wise woman, I shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh, this bitch is about to teach me something. Let me be humble. Okay. So what's going on with a lot of these men, and they don't even know it. And when you guys know I can tap into people's energy. So I'll start tapping into their shadow and just stating facts. And they get very offended. And now they're an alpha male, and now they're this, and now they're that. Like, homie, you're low-key gay. And you hate your mother. And you hate all women. Because you hate the feminine force. You hate that from which you came from. How you gonna hate something? And I mean, to try and justify that some fucking semen is greater than the womb is some dumb shit. I don't understand how semen could ever be greater than a womb. That shit don't make no sense to me. That was some dumb shit. I was like, you ever heard of the XXXY chromosomes, homie? So that's really that. And really, if you are a man that's out there and you're coming to these realizations and stuff on your spiritual path, just admit that you don't like your mother. It'll really take a big weight off your shoulders, and it'll actually allow you to start to appreciate the divine feminine and the feminine force more. So just be like, dog, I don't like my mother. It's okay. Nobody's gonna judge you for that. No, I mean, unless you're judging you. And then once you do that, you can begin healing from the trauma, and then realizing that not all women are your mother. Like, your mother is just your mother, and that there's even a greater divine mother, the great mother, that feminine energy that's really the source of all, that you can tap into, and then you can begin to really become in tune with that. But it starts with the ego death. It really all begins with that ego death, and with recognizing that you don't like your mama. That's it. That's the first part. So before I get up out of here, does anybody, as I usually ask, sometimes y'all do, sometimes y'all don't, anyone have any questions for me? And so any questions, type them out now. Let's get them out of the way. Hi, Tasman. How are you? And the Soul Work Masterclass is starting September 1st. Hit me up if you want a discount. I got the deposit and the full course. It's 6 weeks. A lot of PDFs. A lot of really good information that's going to be coming out about spirituality. I mean, y'all are really going to be learning about levels to existence and how to operate in this new reality that is descending upon you, as they say. So, and opening up your psychic abilities, your third eye, your crown chakra, because I mean, in the way the reality is going, it's going to be very important at this time to start to awaken those abilities, and then to start to, and then you kind of want a little manual, because you want to understand this new spiritual world that you're going to be navigating. So I really created that course to give people all the game. You got all the game you need, so you can get a sense of self-empowerment as you're moving forward on your path. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah, you're late, but just rewatch it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We had a good time, didn't we? I think we had a pretty good time. As usual, I love you all infinitely. Y'all are my soul family. I really do just appreciate every single one of you. Let's rise up together, ascend or die.